Hello, everyone. Jackie Edwards here. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to talk about receiving and receiving and asking for help because honestly, this is something as women that we are taught we shouldn't have to do. We are taught that we should be perfect. We should be able to do it all. We should be able to figure it all out. Like we should be, perfect women, perfect business owners. We should be perfect at work, perfect in our careers so that we can move up the corporate ladder. We should be perfect mothers. We should be perfect daughters. We should be perfect sisters. We should be perfect wives. We should be perfect partners. We should be perfect at everything. And we should love doing it and being perfect at everything. And if we need to ask for help, it just means that, there's something wrong with us because we are the people that are supposed to be helping. We are the ones that are supposed to constantly be giving. We're supposed to be selfless. We're supposed to be humble. That is what the patriarchy has taught us for generations and generations and generations, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So, our mothers knew nothing different. Our grandmothers knew nothing different. The role of women, we've been taught, is to be the helpers. We are the givers, which is actually completely backwards from how energetics works. So we've got feminine energy and masculine energy. Feminine energy is actually the energy of receiving. So it's just like that open, loving, connected, receiving energy where you can just sit back and receive and know that you're allowed, that it's okay, that actually by receiving, you're giving someone else the opportunity to give. And that giving energy is the masculine energy. So the masculine energy is what we're all so caught up with. That's just seen as the norm. And it's the always doing, always, moving faster, performing, and giving and giving and giving and doing and doing and doing. That is the masculine energy, and that is the energy the entire world is focused on and around. So of course that's what we get caught up in, that we're taught to be the givers. We're taught that that's what's the right thing to do. We're taught that doing is what gives us our worth, and the more that we do, the more worthy we are. The more that we give, the more worthy we are. The more that we sacrifice ourselves and are self-sacrificing, the more worthy we are, because that's what we are supposed to do. That is so the opposite of how we could be living. Because if everybody's giving, then where's the energy of receiving? Because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful when you can give to somebody and that person can sit back and just be like, oh, thank you. And you can feel that love and that gratitude and that connectedness with them because they truly appreciate what you've given them. They know that they don't have to downplay it. They don't have to depreciate themselves. They don't have to pretend they've done something to earn it. Even when giving a compliment, how often are we able to just even receive a compliment when somebody says, you look amazing today? You have a beautiful smile. We always think, oh no, well, yeah, I look good today. Oh, that's because, it was easy. This was on sale. Oh, yeah, it's all these other things. And we depreciate it and we downplay it. But how beautiful is it when we can just say thank you and we can receive that compliment and be grateful and give that energy back to the person instead of just brushing off their compliment and brushing off their niceness, brushing off what they've given us. And I believe that the more we can get into that energy of receiving and the more that we can play in both energies, and again, the more of that energy just goes out into the world. And the more balanced everything can be, and it's fucking amazing. That doesn't mean we always have to be receiving, and it's different than taking. So receiving energy it's full of love and care, whereas taking is, it's more in that masculine power over. So I can take these things from you because I'm more powerful. Not, I'm receiving this from you because this benefits both of us. And it's beautiful. And we both serve this transaction. And so what brought this up was I was speaking to a woman the other day, and she was like really struggling. She was like, well, I just, you know, I don't even like my husband to do things for me. Like, I feel like I have to do everything. I'm this, strong, independent woman. Like, I'm a strong feminist woman. And I don't need anything from anyone. Like, I can make my money. I can take care of my family. Like, I don't even like him to, like, open the door for me. Or, he asked me if I'm cold and would like me to get him, he would like to get me a jacket. So he'd like to get her a jacket because she's cold. And she's like, no, no, no. I can get my own jacket. And so she just like sends back all of his loving, giving energy because that's the feminist thing to do, right? We're powerful, we're strong, we're independent women. But that's actually, I think, just a little bit off base. And I think that's what really the patriarchy has been ingraining us, like telling us, because we are supposed to be, we're not supposed to be able to receive. We're not supposed to ask for help because that keeps us busy and stuck, and it keeps us focused on like what's not quite as important. Because if we're just thinking, I need to be strong, I need to be independent, I need to do everything on my own, then that stops us from, again, from receiving. It stops us from really working together and accepting help from other people. And when we're exhausted because we've been doing everything on our own, then we don't have the energy to like fight the patriarchy and fight back against, horrible laws and rules and regulations. We don't have the energy to like stand up for ourselves and really create real change because we're so busy focused on, I have to be strong, I have to be independent, I am a good, strong, independent feminist, I can't receive help from anybody, I can't ask for help from anybody. And so we're burnt out and we're exhausted. And that is where the patriarchy, that is where kind of the opposition wants us to be. They want us to be burnt out, they want us to be exhausted, they want us to be independent, i.e. isolated. They want us to be on our own, thinking that we have to do it all ourselves. But when we can step back from that, and we can accept help, accept support, we can receive from other people, we can open ourselves up to that beautiful connection it gives, the beautiful love, and we won't be so exhausted. We can spread the work, we can spread the load, and we can come up with new ways and new ideas. Because as soon as you're not exhausted and burnt out, and as soon as you are working with other people and able to like give and receive both freely and in balance, then there's just so much more scope for amazing ideas and new opportunities and different ways of doing things because we start to think differently. So that's what I want you to open up to. And think that just because I'm a feminist doesn't mean I have to be strong and independent and do everything on my own. I can ask for help because that is where the next level is. That is where the next step is properly working together with everyone and knowing that you are worthy of receiving. You are allowed to ask for help. You don't always have to be selfless and humble. You can receive as well as help and give. So have a think through that. And I would love to hear what you think about this. Because for me, it is a bit fuzzy. Because I'm like, no, I want to be a strong, independent woman. But I also need to ask for help. And I'm really open to both. But I'm still working on how this like plays out every day. Because of course I want to protect myself. And make sure like I'm always there and I'm always safe, just in case something happens. But how can we play with both the giving and the receiving energy and really open up to a completely new way of thinking about things? So let me know what you think. Send me a message, leave a comment. Love it if you share it with your friends. And I will see you again tomorrow.